today is one of those really difficult conversations because we're talking about the characteristics of the unenlightened. What is that? We're about to unpack that for you. But as we begin today, I want to ask you to do one thing. Please don't judge. Please listen with an open mind. And then let these thoughts roll through your head over the next few days and few weeks as you unpack them and what that means for you in your personal life. Because you might discover after today's conversation that you might start looking at things in a slightly different way. So with that, please help me welcome Omuugn.
Good morning. It's good to be here. A beautiful day.
For years in my business, I was going to try to be a millionaire. I thought if I become a millionaire, then I will have arrived, as if being a millionaire would give me the answers I was looking for. As I got closer to the $1 million range, I realized that $1 million just doesn't go very far anymore. So I bumped myself up to the next level and I said, if I were a billionaire, what would that look like? How would my choices be different? I started thinking about that and I thought it's interesting because the more money we have, our choices change. If you look and you study billionaires, what's really interesting and fascinating is that they do things that millionaires are not willing to do. I started saying, all right, I'm going to elevate myself. I'm going to graduate myself to the billionaire in training. And if I'm a billionaire in training, what do I eat for dinner? Am I eating crappy food that's going to take the one tool that I really have, which is my body and my brain that can heal itself, that can reason, that can think, that has empathy, that has emotions? I'm going to pollute that with junk food. Or am I going to actually feed it really healthy, natural foods that's going to give me the best version of myself? Then if that's true and I follow that logic through, I may not be enlightened in all the other areas, but as I stumble on each individual different idea, then I say, if I was a billionaire in training, how would I manage this particular situation? When I look at people that have actually achieved significant wealth, I was watching a documentary on Richard Branson, and there he is in the 70s, and he's cycling up the side of a really steep mountain. And I'm like, wow, that would be amazing for anyone in their 20s or 30s. And here he is in the 70s, cycling up the side of a mountain, doing things that other common people are not willing to do. And it's his way of saying hello to the morning, enjoying the sunrise, and then making sure that his health and his wellness is prime and key for whatever decisions he's about to make for the course of the day. And I say, whoa, I'm tired and I want to sleep in this morning. And yet the guy that has the billions of dollars is up at the crack of dawn, cycling up the side of a mountain at sunrise because he's making choices that I was not willing to make. I think then in terms of enlightenment, maybe I don't have the answers, but if I was a billionaire in training, what would I do differently?
One thing that you mentioned is really profound, and that is if you want to be something or accomplish something, you have to discipline yourself and do what is required for that thing. A lot of us don't have the self-discipline and the consistency and the integrity to take an idea and follow it all the way through. Like you say, you don't maybe not want to be a billionaire, but you want to be enlightened. Who are some of the mentors that you can look at for enlightenment? Who are some of the people who have written some of the best literature that the world knows? Why is some literature called the wisdom literature that has come down through the ages that give to us insights into universal laws that work, mathematical formulas that work, different things that profoundly affect and impact our lives and everything we do? Those are the kinds of people that we should be studying. Why did Leonardo da Vinci think the way he did? Why did he have so many creative ideas? What was his process? If you watched a documentary on Leonardo da Vinci, you'd gain some insight into that. Whereas if you watch a cartoon or some trivia, you really don't learn anything. There are companies who have hired people who work full-time developing video games. I have never played a video game, but I have watched some people play a video game. It seems like when the video game is over, you haven't learned anything. Enlightenment for the average individual is about personal growth. It's about well-being, and we're searching for inner peace. where at night we go to bed and it's tranquil and peaceful. We have accomplished things that are very satisfying to us. We don't have any regrets or worries. How wonderful is that? This is a journey of self improvement and self discovery and gaining universal knowledge and finding purpose and meaning in everyday life. It's attainable and a practical goal that leads to more fulfilling and harmonious existence for us. That's really what enlightenment is. It's making our life really what we want it to be. It's interesting that the three richest men in the world all got divorced in the last 2 or 3 years. They have success financially, but in their own lives, they're not finding the joy and happiness and fulfillment that you would think a billionaire would have.
Let me stop you right there, though. That is our perception. And I'm just saying this from an open minded perspective. What if both learned as much as they possibly could from the other person and discovered that now it was time to move on in order for them to continue their own advancement? Is it possible it wasn't a vindictive situation where there was hate and animosity? Just because somebody has billions of dollars and they went their separate ways, maybe it wasn't that there was a big disaster.
Marriage is an interesting situation because if you look at the wisdom literature and historically, marriage is a covenant relationship, and you have to handle covenant relationships differently than you do other kinds of relationships. The secret is growing together instead of growing apart. If you're growing a certain way and you're excited about your adventures, you should instill that in your mate, in your partner.
I want to stop for just a second and say congratulations on what is this, 57 years of marriage?
Yeah, I have been married for 57 years.
Congratulations. That's absolutely unheard of in today's society. Yay.
A lot of people have been married for a long time. Anyway, there's no one answer that fits all. One of the secrets is priorities. If you have some things that are really high priority in your life and they're valueless to the people that you're around, they have other priorities. You're probably with the wrong group because there are people who would encourage and support you in the things that you're excited about and where your journey is taking you. It's always best to surround yourself with like people. There's a foundational principle that like attracts like. If you're on a certain frequency, you're going to attract things that are on that frequency. That's what you're going to experience.
In honor of your time, I will let you go, but I really enjoyed today's conversation. I just really, this is the highlight of my week.
Thank you for having me today.